Welcome back to continue the discussion, Genesis 37. All right. We just walked through the drama of Genesis 37, the story of Joseph's dreams and his brother's betrayal. But if we slow down and sit with this chapter, it starts asking questions of us, doesn't it? Let's talk about family dysfunction first. This isn't just sibling rivalry. It's a broken household. You've got favoritism, silence, pride, resentment, and deception. These brothers don't know how to love each other because their father hasn't modeled love without condition. And that's a real life mirror. How many of us were shaped by homes where love had strings attached, or where roles were unfairly assigned? You're the golden child. You'll never be good enough. This chapter forces us to ask, how do we break those generational patterns before they break us? Now, think about Joseph. Here he's gifted, he's chosen, but he's young and perhaps a little unaware of how his words land. Have you ever stepped into a season where God gave you a vision, but you didn't know how to carry it yet? That's Joseph here. It's not enough to dream. We have to grow into the kind of person who can handle the dream. And sometimes the pit is a part of that growth. Let's also wrestle with the silence of God in this chapter. Joseph is thrown into a pit, sold, sent away, but we don't hear from God yet. Well, yet. No miracles, no intervention, just a boy in a cistern and a broken father weeping. It's a tough silence, but it sets up a pattern we'll see again and again in Scripture. God's providence often hides behind human pain. We think it's abandonment, but it's actually preparation. The pit isn't the end, it's the beginning of a road that leads to Egypt, then to Pharaoh, and eventually to the salvation of his family. Now here's something else. The deception of Jacob by his sons mirrors his own past sin. He used a goat and a garment to deceive his father. Now his sons use the same tools to deceive him. This isn't just coincidence. It's Scripture's way of saying, unresolved sin echoes. God forgives, yes, but he also lets us see the impact of our choices, not to punish us, but to humble us, to grow us. Jacob must now taste what he's once served. That's a hard truth, but it's healing truth. One more thought, and it isn't about Judah, and it's about Judah. He suggests they sell Joseph. It feels like a low moment, and it is, but later he'll step into the leadership and sacrifice. This is his beginning. Maybe you've got a Judah season 2, a time when you made a wrong choice, but that doesn't mean the story's over. God writes redemption into flawed beginnings. The Judah of Genesis 37 will not be the Judah who offers his life for Benjamin in chapter 44. So here's what Genesis 37 ultimately invites us to consider. Are we still holding on to family wounds that are shaping how we treat others? Are we dismissing our dreams because we haven't grown into them yet? Are we mistaking God's silence for his absence? And are we willing to believe that the pit we're in might be the doorway to something greater? Don't rush past this chapter. Let's let it linger. Let it ask you uncomfortable questions, yet shape how you love, lead, and wait. Well, thank you again for joining me for this chapter. I did get an interesting comment yesterday, and I'm going to mention it again. I mentioned it in my thing. The comment about the wise men tablet theory. I'm going to do that topic today. I did some research on it yesterday, or actually today, and I also I wanted to give my opinion on, or give my comments on it and my critique of it. And so I have a nice. So I'm doing. That's the topic I'm doing today. So if you're interested, check that out in that playlist. but it'll be specifically just on the wise men tablet theory, which is very, very fascinating. But it does, I don't know if you would, most of the stuff that I present are theological. So most of the concepts, but I'll get into some of it. And the wise men tablet theory is not necessarily a theological theory. It's more about the authorship and narrative origins of the book of Genesis. So we'll dive into that on the topic today. Thank you for joining me. If anybody has any insights on this chapter or has any kind of comments or concerns or comments or anything like that came up for you that you felt that has empowered your life or that has made an impact, please pop them in the comments below. I'd love to see them. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to be able to read those because this chapter really deals with family dynamics and how we treat each other. And if we can't treat our families well, how do we ever expect to treat others well? And just like Jesus tells us in the New Testament that we will be judged based on the measure to which we judge others. Well, that's a stern lesson. So I would hate to see that if I was judged by the manner in which I've judged people in the past. So I strive personally every day to love as hard as I can and to be as forgiving and as lenient and give people as much latitude as possible because one, I don't know what they're going through, and two, this could just be one of those seasons in their life. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll be back tomorrow for another chapter, but stay tuned for my topic discussions as well. Thanks again. See you guys later.